Hey everybody, it's the video. I'm exhausted. Whew. Maybe it's time I got a job again because I have absolutely no stimulation. In typical complacency, I have now become complacent to my everlasting holiday. You see, it's probably good to do something that sucks for hours on end, because then when you have your free days and your weekends and your days off, they mean something more. But we're on Oliver Scott and movies, not Oliver Scott 2007. So, having just blown a minute on non-movie issues, it's now time to move on to movies I've seen recently. I am going to start with The Gate. I'm just looking up, at my collection, which I saw on VHS, starring Stephen Dorff. Yes, this film had some brilliant special effects. It seemed to lack identity, or seemed to have an identity crisis. It was not really it was a horror, elements of it, like there was his pet dog in the bed, that's pretty harsh. But then other parts of it felt like sort of a family adventure film, and definitely the dialogue seemed very childish and not something you'd put in a horror film, but more like a kids film. So it was weird. Again, the special effects were the highlight. Some of the effects, really for its time, were brilliant, especially like the bit where the normal sized troll falls forward and explodes, shatters into several miniature sort of trolls, which all come like flying towards them. The trailer looks better than the film, but if you watch the trailer, just watch that, because that makes the film look better than it really is, and gives it more of a tone, gives it a better tone, leads you to believe that the film has a better overall tone. I said it 3 times. Than it really is. So I also saw a film called Terrorvision, similar type of stuff. Terrorvision definitely, now that did have an identity as being a very off-the-wall horror comedy. It was, oh goodness, really, really out there, but a lot of fun, very funny. Thank you to Mark for recommending that to me. You can watch that film for free on YouTube. I don't usually condone watching movies over the internet, but you can't attain this. I couldn't attain this. I could attain For a Lost Soldier, I could attain Nudist Colony of the Dead. I couldn't get my hands on this, for goodness sake. And I can get my hands on some pretty rare things. But so there we go, I do condone on this occasion. What else can I say about that film? Other than it was funny. Okay, it's funny. Okay, I saw a film called Torso the other night. I need to look at the cover of this to find out what this is based off real events as well. I had this. It comes also with a real story. Okay, Evelyn Dick. No, Evelyn Dick was the suspect. I can't believe they don't even have. Okay, her husband was murdered. They never really figured out who was responsible. So, the film looks at Evelyn and how she's kind of pulled like a puppet. She's abused by her parents. It's good, basically, put it that way. I bought it to see Tom McCamus. Unfortunately, Tom McCamus didn't really have a prominent role. He was just a judge, but oh well. I've got another film to watch with Tom McCamus, actually. The Man. I had to do a video one time all about Tom McCamus because I love his films and he is just a brilliant actor. I have this film to see with Tom McCamus. I hope he has a prominent role in this. I also have this to see. I love kids, but even more than kids, I loved Bully. So there we go, another recommendation from Mark. I thought oh, that's going to get flagged. Oh my goodness, fear the nudity! Ah! I loved Bully. I thought that was, well, both kids and Bully, really feel authentic. But I loved Bully in the way they all, murdered that guy, and I loved the film. What I loved about it is that it showed the ramifications of murder. So many films just have murder and killing being really callous and really ordinary, and the people committing, the perpetrators of the crime, don't really sell it much. In this film, we really get to see, before the culprits are caught, we get to see how it really affects them emotionally. None of them can really handle it. So I loved Bully for that reason. A great ensemble of terrific young actors: Nick Stahl, Leo Fitzpatrick, Brad Renfro, too bad he died, There was Rachel Miner, I suppose. And Michael Pitt, who was also brilliant in Funny Games, the American version. I also saw Hidden by Michael Haneke. Hidden is a French film. It had one, it was kind of boring, but I could only watch it once. There's one scene where a guy takes out... Oh, I'm going to spoil it for you, by the way, so if you haven't seen the film, you might... This is the one good scene that shocked you. Okay, a guy pulls out this razor blade and he just slits his throat quite unexpectedly. And it's actually pathetic. The CGI effect is pathetic. It looks painted on as hell. But I didn't even note... I had to watch that again to figure it, because it was just the shock of it. I was so drawn into that I didn't even notice it the first time round. I literally shit myself, oh my goodness. It really did feel quite frightening and shocking. Of course, I'll just leave it at that. It was really actually lame. It clearly was not real. And because the reason I watched it again is because the guy, it looked really convincing. Like, he slit his throat and they didn't do a second shot. Often you see a cut and then there's a new angle, and of course okay, change the angle to a close-up to the side so that the guys with the prosthetic stuff cannot be seen in view. But this film didn't do that. All in one shot it went like that. Once again, just the shock of it seemed to put a damper on my realization. Okay, moving on, finally, after that deviation. Another recommendation by Mark, D.A.R.Y.L. This is, the best part was its opening, and then its sort of whistly music. I like that. I'm sorry, but it was a good film, but it jumped forward way too fast. I don't even know, for example, it whizzed by the end. Okay, he drowns, he's dead. No, wait, he's miraculously come back to life. How did he come back to life? They didn't even explain that. The woman scientist goes into the hospital with him, and, in fact, a 3-second scene. Hi, D.A.R.Y.L, I know you can hear me. Boom, he's alive again. What the fuck happened? Come on, you got to explain these things. I'm sorry. It had other qualities, but I was a bit like... Nothing sunk in. It was just like, dun dun dun. That ending, which was a cheesy feel-good ending, might have meant something to me had they not just, barged right through it. But I did like the, just the concept, sort of out there concept. Okay, a really sophisticated computer, microchip, born in a test tube, so it's embedded in a real human body. But again, I'm still absolutely perplexed. How did he come back to life, exactly? I think there was one more film I had. I guess not. Oh! I've saved the best to last, my favourite. If you've seen my videos on Oliver Scott 2007, you'll know that I have an obsession with the zombie genre, the zombie apocalyptic genre. So, dead set. Mixing... If you're not... most of my viewers are American and Canadian, according to the YouTube Insight thing, so you're not going to really get Big Brother, because Big Brother's... Here it's a phenomenal success. 10 years on and it's still going, successful. So the emergence of Big Brother and the zombies here was brilliant. It's not going to mean much to you unless you're familiar... it won't mean much to you unless you're familiar with the UK version of Big Brother. Even if you're not, though, what will mean something are the hordes of zombies charging in at the end. That was a very memorable scene. Think of it as Shaun of the Dead, but with running zombies, and not so spoof. Less spoof, more seriousness. For example, the ending of Shaun of the Dead is a miraculous turnaround, and no, that was not a salvageable situation where, you have hordes of zombies and then a scene later, things are back to normal and you're watching television and civilization has been restored. No. This film didn't bother with that shit. It kept it real. Yeah, there's no hope of fixing things once you get to that degree, and I liked the film for that reason. It was a bleak ending, quite haunting in a way. It got serious. Serioused itself up. Okay, finally, The Wrestler, which I saw at the cinema. Fantastic. The film Yo, my screen just went out there. The film is held mostly up by Mickey Rourke's towering performance. Now, the other actresses, the daughter and the stripper, reluctant to get close stripper, respectively, are brilliant as well. But he is the one who's like mesmerizing in his performance. I really felt for the character. It was a profound sadness at the end of the film. When I stood up to leave, after the credits had rolled, there were people just sitting there. There was one man sitting there. And it was just like, wow, I really, yeah, I have to see it again when it comes out. Wicked. I have to do a more in-depth review of that sometime because someone's requesting it. Thank you. Right now I'm out of time, so I'll leave you with that.